Hello everyone, I'm CrypticFox, and welcome to another Tuesday night live stream on the channel. As always, we're playing Oxygen Not Included, and we're back here in our map that we started in the Helicona Map. So we have our colony sort of well established, and things have been going fairly well. We haven't really cut into the point where we've gotten to the icy part of this world just yet. We still have a fair amount of space actually in this this core area inside the colony, so kind of curious to see how long we can kind of build in here. It's at the end of the last stream, we sort of pulled back so you could see where the ice starts and really how big that core area is. And it looks like we're gonna have a fair amount of room to dig around in there. But one of the things I realized is that we're gonna be producing a lot of heat, and we're gonna need ways to cool that. So we might want to dig out towards that icy crust a little bit earlier, so we can put like power systems and things out there maybe to help manage the temperature. But welcome everyone who's here in the chat. I apologize for the little snafu earlier with the 8 p.m. scheduled stream. I apparently forgot to change the default time over, so apologize for that. But welcome everyone who's here now, and all those who might be watching the stream as a recording afterwards on the channel. So a few things to tackle today, I guess. We have a good supply of food, even though it doesn't necessarily look like it all the time. We're at 28,000. We've got a decent amount of mealwood growing. We've got some fairly good oxygen production, if I remember. Yep. So we're in pretty good shape oxygen-wise for the moment, although we do have a bit of a pocket of CO2 we've trapped over here on the right because we produced our oxygen over here on the left. That makes things a little bit tight. Last time we were working on making sort of a kitchen area in here, and I did want to trap some CO2 in this space, but I realized too that I'm going to have a bit of an issue with CO2 that's kind of getting trapped up in here. So we might want to do something with that, I guess. We can dump some of the water that's up here, maybe into the tank down here to make a little more room. And then maybe do like a vent over here or something that will let the CO2 down. But I'm gonna have to toy around with that a little bit. Welcome to the stream, Aiden. Glad you were finally able to make a stream. Good supply of food is not a good supply of food. That's right. It's sort of a hashtag good supply of food. It's okay for now. It's climbing. That's the only reason I'm saying that it's good for the moment, is because we're producing enough that it's actually climbing, and we've got a nice decent amount that we're producing here. Okay, so I eventually want to move this micro musher over into this space, because this is going to make our little kind of kitchen thing. That was next to where the eating area, where we have all the duplicants sort of snacking everything. Who's your Christmas? I imagine you mean, how's my Christmas? It was pretty good, thanks. I hope everyone else had a really good Christmas also. And yes, we are getting very close to 30,000 subscribers. Less than 1,000 to go, which is kind of exciting. Totally excited by that. I actually, my goal for the year was actually to hit something like 20,000, and here we are approaching 30,000 before December's even over, so I'm not using Restream. I was previously streaming to both Twitch and YouTube, but I've decided to focus instead just on streaming all my content to YouTube, and I'm not going to be continuing streaming to Twitch at this time. I left a little notation on the Twitch channel, but that'll be it for the moment, I think. Glad you're able to finally capture catch a live stream there. Captured or chartered. Yeah, I can't even talk today. I don't know what my day is, but it's just been one of those days. Chapter Gaming, thanks very much. What's my Christmas? My Christmas is December 25th. What's your Christmas? Why is my Christmas? Because I like fat weird fat bearded guys and presents. I don't know. Let's get a duplicate in here though. We've got 11 currently. This will give us our 12th. We might actually need to build a new bedroom space. I can't remember how many. Oh, we have four free beds there, so we already built a second bedroom, so that's good. Cryptic, you're the best Oni player. Well, thanks, Joseph. I appreciate that. Ooh, dupe you. Okay, Loki. You can be our next duplicant. So, let's see. We have Tryptophobia, Yokel, a slow learner, or a mouth breather. I don't know. I mean, this one has a lot of nice stats on it, but Tryptophobia means it won't dig, and they won't do research. I guess we could still make that a Loki. So this will be Loki Tiber XDI. There we go. Welcome to the colony. Where do we stand on research? I don't remember what we finished out last time. Let's see. We don't really have to do with the automatic control stuff at the moment. I'm not really in a rush to get that. Medicine, not so much yet. HVAC, I think, could be handy. Environmental protection. I really wish we could get some of that, but we'll probably find some sweaters. If we can get out in the ice area, there might be some in the lockers. But we'll never really get to the point where we can do an exosuit, because I don't think this particular world will have any of the reed fiber seeds that we'll need. But if we do that, we can get to transit tubes, which, you know, we might want to do. Just not yet. Same with home luxuries. These are all requiring plastics and things. Let's go with maybe... Let's go with fossil fuels. I feel like these could come in handy. Oil refinery, natural gas generator. And petroleum generator. I guess we'll make all those things. We'll research them all anyway. We won't be able to make them for a while. We can actually get plastics in this. Apparently, if you take natural gas and you cool it down to its freezing point, it'll solidify into oil. So we actually can get oil that we can then turn into plastics and things down the road. It's going to be quite a production to try to do that, but... Cryptic, I'm new to your channel. I really love it. I've only watched uploaded streams and I'm glad I made a stream. Well, I'm really glad you were able to make it out to one. Sometimes my streams the timing's a little bit inconvenient because it's kind of late for some people. It's 10 p.m. Eastern time all the time. And not everyone can make that time, particularly if you're in the UK or something of that nature. Something overseas. Plastic will be easy to manage. Yeah, it's just a matter of getting it all set up. So in this world, there's no oil, so we'll have to try to make. And there's also no natural gas geysers. So we'll have to make our own natural gas. And we'll have to try to cool that, cool that into the point where it gets the oil, and then use the oil to make plastic. So it's going to be a bit of a long running thing. You should have one of your children make a world, and you try to fix it for a bid. Well, it definitely wouldn't be my 5-year-old. She's not really all that good with playing games just yet. She can click the mouse like crazy, but usually it just results in me having computer problems. Okay, let's. I want to dig this out here if I can. I need to get some sort of like a little funnel here for the CO2 to drain out of this kitchen space, because you can see they're all holding their breath in here because the air quality kind of stinks. It's not really what I want. So the other thing too is going to be that because I have this little tank right here is going to be sort of blocking the movement of air in this area, and this tank over here is set up so that it's specifically going to trap carbon dioxide, and then it's not going to let it's not going to let anything else pass through here. This little room in here is going to have oxygen problems probably most of the time until we get a ventilation system going. Once we have that, we can put a ventilation pipe right in there. I'm not going to help solve some of that, but in the meantime, if I dig into this, am I going to get too much water? That looks like a fair amount of water up there. Oh, you know what? I can't extend the ladder down there directly, but let's extend the ladder down to the side, maybe. It's going to be a little funny, because we're actually going to run out of water initially. A lot of this water is going to drain down below, but then we can get the water from up here to kind of top it up. I have a pretty big tank overall. Let's play with the new transit tubes. Well, there's a couple reasons I might want plastic. So, number one is I really want to be able to trap some hatches and things, and we can move them to a particular area so that we can manufacture coal. Because once we get the core area sort of gutted, and it's going to take a while because there's a lot there, but once we get it gutted, we're not going to have access to coal and things anymore. So we're going to need to try to have some renewable resources in here. One of the best streams to have on when working, if I do say so myself. Well, thanks, Blake. Welcome to the stream. And Carol Ann, thanks so much for sponsoring as well. I saw that you sponsored before the stream started. I handed like a last-minute update to my slide and on the at the start of the stream there. But thanks very much. I appreciate that. Okay, they're almost dug through there. Let's you know what? Let's destroy the wall here. I should probably double check that I don't have any wires and stuff in there. No, I don't. Okay, we're good. And then we're gonna need some laddering. Send it right down there. Never have enough ladders in my colony. Don't need natural gas, guys. We use polluted water and use. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. So that's why I'm saying it's going to take a little while. Eventually, we can get to the point where we can use the polluted water from our toilets, because that's the only place we're getting polluted water in our colony, because there's no swamp biome. So when we get toilets set up for that, we can use the polluted water to send over to natural gas generators, or sorry, fertilizer makers that can make fertilizer, which will produce gas as a byproduct. The gas we can cool into oil, and the oil we can convert into plastic. So like I said, it's going to be, that's way down the road. We're probably not going to get to that today. It's going to take a little while to build up to that, I think. Yeah, this colony's doing pretty well. 0% stress, 100% immunities and stuff. But, I mean, they're not really having to deal with a lot in terms of, you know, like there's no slime lung and stuff. But here's the start of the ice. We're not that far from it on this side of the colony. It's cold out there. Minus 35 degrees Celsius. A little bit colder than it was here today. I think today here where I am, it was minus 23 degrees Celsius, so it's slightly warmer than the ice biome. Not a ton. Do hatches really generate enough coal to be worth the trouble of trapping them? If you get enough of them together, they absolutely do, yeah. Plus, on this colony, you know, we're going to be relatively limited in our power sources. I mean, right now, I've got everything running off of a single little treadmill. But as we start to power things up, you know, we're gonna want to start to have some more. So when we get like full-on bathrooms running, we're gonna want to have some more Some more power running for that, because we're going to have pumps and things we're going to need to generate power with. You know, if we play around with some other things, I might want to... plastics manufacture... Low resistance conductors I don't care about. At the moment, anyway. Alright, let's get into medical research. Glad to be to stream, but I'm 13, so I really need my sleep. I can appreciate that, Aiden. Have a hatch stuck to your nest. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's hanging out in here. That's okay. As long as he can't jump the gap over here to get to where we're cooking, then I'm okay with that. So we have a hatch there. We have a hatch over here. We'll probably find more hatches along the way. I think we have a hatch in the bathroom. Yeah, 2 hatches in the bathroom. We'll definitely want to leave one of those there, because they're doing a nice job of cleaning up. But we'll get it. Okay, now this I can't do like liquid and atmos sensors here, unfortunately, because we don't have the fancy automation stuff going right now. Open this up here if we can. See what this does for our CO2 situation. Down here we have lots of oxygen because there was some oxalite in here. Actually, a bunch of it. It's max pressure in there, so that'll let some of the oxygen up from there and let the CO2 down. Let's take this out too. So I'm a hatch in the sand to the bottom of your base. I do. Where? This might be a hatch. It could also be a seed in there. You can't tell. Oh, there's one right there. There's a hatch hiding right there. So we have a few of them around. It'll be nice to kind of gather some of them up later on. There's another hatch there. So, you know, we've got a few of them. If we can get to the point of getting plastics and trap them all in a good place, then that'd be really handy. And I probably should start producing some coal here right away, actually, just so we can build it up over time. This is going to take a while. These guys eat pretty well, but... How do you go about getting debug? I don't honestly remember how I set it up. There's a file you have to transfer into a particular folder, but if you just search for oxygen unincluded debug mode, there was a chat on the Clay forums that give a whole bunch of information about how to set it up and then how to go about using it. Okay, what do I want to put in here? Let's just put clay in here. I don't think I really have a use for it. Just streaming on... Yeah, I'm streaming on YouTube now, but not Twitch. I think probably going forward, I'm going to stream solely on YouTube. And not split it off to Twitch. I don't know that it necessarily makes a ton of sense for me to split it. I mean, the vast majority of my audience is here in YouTube already anyway. And I don't know that it's necessarily doing anything beneficial for me by splitting it that way. I don't remember why I did this over here. There must have... Oh, there was water on the other side of this. That's what it was. I don't need this anymore. Get some better CO2 flow in here if I do that. And then probably if I dig out in here too will help. We can do some gas permeable tile here and let the CO2 filter downward. Oh yeah, there's instructions on the wiki as well. Yeah. Always here, take whatever number that is. Huge number. How long will the stream last? Generally about 2 hours, so it'll be about until about midnight Eastern time. And then normally I call it a wrap after that. Finish my healthcare, I guess. We're gonna need it, probably. Like, once we dig into the ice over here, things are gonna get kind of, unfortunately, people are gonna start getting sick. There's not really a whole lot of avoiding that, but... Really need coal generators for overnight? Yeah, eventually. I'm not really too worried about it at the moment. I mean, there's only a few things running on the power right now. We have the 2 research stations, the micro musher, which they only use when they're awake anyway. And then I have 2 of these algae deoxidizers, but I have 3 batteries that are getting powered up also. Yeah, not that they're getting a lot of power in it, to be honest with you. But we also have a ton of duplicants, so, I mean, realistically... Oh, actually, we have 2 manual generators. But realistically, 2 duplicants running on generators, that produces a fair amount of power relative to what I'm consuming. Yes, no, yeah, streams don't always start at 10:09 Eastern. They normally start at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Typically. Is that still filling? I can't tell. Let's make the gushing shape. I would think this would be pressurized. It wouldn't be filling anymore. So I put this here. I forgot I put this here because I was going to put... where's my food? I totally forgot why I put this here. I meant to do this. I need to deconstruct the ladders that are in here. I think I should do it from the bottom up. Deconstruct there. Because I was going to put the thing to let them actually fill up the water. I also need to... Let's turn this off for now. I thought the water pressure here would be enough to stop this pipe from sending liquid out, but it doesn't seem to imply to. Maybe it has to get to 1,000 kilograms first. Let's deconstruct this. Please nobody fall in while you're doing it. That would be great. Oh, that was close. And then our food, we have... Oh, no, sorry. In our plumbing. Pitcher pump is what I want in there. Did I know they removed the naphtha airlocks? Yeah, they changed the physics on the way naphtha works, so you can't stack it up anymore, unfortunately. I was never really using them anyway. I just included them because I knew that they were in that tutorial, because I knew they were a method that people use. There's never really been one that was one that I used. Welcome, Chaptered Gamer. Thanks so much for sponsoring the channel. That's amazing. I appreciate that. I think that gets us up to 22 sponsors at the moment. Not too far off getting another custom emoji. Actual suicide? Nope, they don't do that anymore. They used to fall through the pitcher pump platform, but they fixed that. Let's go first for a minute. Oh, can you... if you get new duplicates, could one of them mean my name? I have on my bucket list for months to ask. Well, Abby, it's going to be first come, first serve, so we'll see. Next time a duplicate comes in, I'll just I'll look who's shouting out and try to grab one. I can't make any promises. Oh, speak of the duplicate devil, we have another one. So I guess that's good timing, Abby. Yeah, he pretty much asks. Yeah, just spam it out there when I throw it into the duplicate. Okay, so this one is duplicate, loud sleeper, pacifist, mouth breather. They're gonna consume more oxygen. Slow learner. Not really too worried about the learning, but they've got caregiving. All right, I'm a little concerned. This is a physician that's a slow learner. Does that mean they make a lot of mistakes before they figured it out, or what's the deal? And 5 strength. I like that. Let's take that. All right, Abby. Abby Bender. Hopefully I have enough characters here. Vanderplume? Not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but nevertheless, welcome to the colony. It's good timing. I just happened to be reading your message. Let's see. Genetic sensors, animal control. Might as well go into this. I'm going to end up doing all the research, just because. Chronic. I have to do it. I mean, I don't have to do it. I have to do it. Take all dupes in this colony, or take one I need? I don't know. I'll probably take quite a few. I don't know if necessarily... I already technically have everything I need, but I'll probably take a few more. You know what? I'll probably take until I have the beds full here. I think that's what I'll do. Ooh, actually, did I have this set up as a proper bedroom? I did, yeah. Okay, good. Once the beds are full, then I'll stop taking duplicates. So we have room for 2 more duplicates in the colony. I think. Hold on. We have 13 showing. There's 4, 8... Yeah. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't like a case of the last person came in hadn't been assigned to bed yet. You're the one in charge of producing energy. That's right, Quartz. We've got you running on the treadmill. You're not the only one, though. So we have a Quartz down here, and then up here we have Loki's running on the treadmill also. Now, we only have 3 outhouses. We do want to change that over to like a full-on bathroom eventually, but again, it's all about like the power production and consumption and power grid and what have you. This oxygen layout is really not very good. It's not good at all. Let's get some more airflow tile in here. Make sure we got some good flow there. And then I wanted to put some airflow tile in here too, so we can get the CO2 down below. And I probably should consider getting a bit of a CO2 scrubber running. Where do I want to put that? I mean, I'm going to end up hollowing out all this algae. Yeah, maybe I'll wait. I'll wait on the CO2 scrubber because I'm going to end up digging all this algae out of here. And when I do, that's going to create a pretty big pocket down here for all the CO2 to settle in. Hi, Vintage Gravity. Appreciate that you're here. A little late. Only a tiny bit late. It's okay. We haven't been streaming that long. How do you set up rooms? Each room has its own conditions. So if you click on the little room overlay at the top right, you can see what they are. So for example, the latrine room, you want to have a toilet, a wash station, no industrial machinery, and then it needs to be a minimum size of 12 tiles, and that's 12 tiles squared, and maximum of 64 tiles. So in this room here, you can see the room size is 60 tiles because we have it all closed off there. In the description, you can see the cots that are in there, the room details, the room criteria, and what have you. So we have 60 tiles in this one. We could have gone probably one more row over, and that would have been a 64. But there's really no need for it. Yeah, but each room has its own requirements. So if we look at the mess hall, for example, it requires at least one table, no industrial machinery, and then again it's 12 to 20 or 12 to 64 tiles. So we have that room here. Here's our latrine space. So it's relatively straightforward. You want to put a door on it, otherwise it doesn't consider it a room. But otherwise they're really easy to set up, actually. I've got a funny little, like the oxygen is really trapped in this little space here. I was kind of hoping more of it would flow up into this area, but it's not really doing that too much. It's all staying kind of trapped in here. Probably because we have this little skim of water still. It's not letting the oxalite breathe. But I decided on a day for They Are Billion stream. Actually, I was really thinking about playing it tomorrow night, because I was playing it a bunch today. I don't know if anyone was looking on Steam while I was playing. I had an urge to play some They Are Billions and get some time in and figure the game out a little bit more. A lot of fun with that game. I died a bunch again today, but I learned more. How's it respectable? Is the live and let live system just... I don't understand what's going on. Okay, let's move our micro musher over now. So in our food, we're going to grab micro musher. It can be over here. Maybe we'll do a little cook station here, even though I don't really need it just yet. Like that. Everybody needs some power over there. Let's throw a little wiring. Probably these ways just to go up here. Alright, get those both connected. Once they're ready to go, then we can shut off the micro musher we have over here. I'm picking research like just in general now, because I mean, I'm not even at the point where there's any real research I need at the moment. I have everything I need at the moment until we get to the point where we can actually start to manage some plastic production. They Are Billions. It's this kind of like real-time strategy survival game. You're building a colony. It's a steampunk-themed colony, and you have to build it out and defend it against the hordes of zombies which are outside the gates. Initially, there's just a bunch of them like kind of wandering around, but then you get waves every certain number of days that come in, and the waves get bigger and bigger until you can literally get like millions of them attacking you. It's crazy. Can you ask me something? When will you stream on Xbox One again? I've never... I mean, the only game I've really been streaming for the Xbox is Fortnite lately. So I'm not entirely sure when I'm going to stream Fortnite again. I have to figure that out yet. I'm going to be away on Thursday this week, so I'm not going to get a chance to stream on Thursday. So I'll probably have a stream tomorrow night and Friday. And I have yet to figure out what I'm going to stream just yet. Do you have to change the priority value of each object? No. I generally try to avoid setting priority unless I really have to. Some of the things I'll prioritize, like if I want them to make food, because we're running low or something, then I'll do that and set it as a priority, but generally I try to avoid it if I can. Let's deconstruct this thing. This will also help move some of the heat out of the core part of our colony here. Yeah, there's no geysers in this thing at all that I've seen, actually. Man, research goes fast now. These guys are brilliant. It's so smart. Let's go with HVAC, I guess. We might need a thermal regulator at some point. I kind of doubt it because of all the ice we have, but, you know, it might come up handy. Look at the CO2. What's CO2? I don't see no CO2. We're all fine. It's only a little bit. Speaking of which, I should probably dig out in here. Let's get some more room for CO2. Cancel all this. There we go. I'm not letting this poor hatch sleep. I keep digging up all the spots he tries to sleep in. Where's the regular furniture had decor values? It's kind of spammy just having every inch covered in some paintings. Yeah, it really kind of is. I mean, it gives you a benefit, so that's why everybody does it. But you're right, it's kind of ugly. The Duplicants obviously don't think so, because they're all chilling. The 0% stress there. Let's put a little more decor in the bathroom. It's looking a little ugly in there. We could do Car Mechanic tomorrow for one of your streams. Yeah, I'm debating between whether I'm going to do Car Mechanic Simulator tomorrow or whether I'm going to play They Are Billions. Mostly because I've gotten really itching to play that game. Cryptic, you're really good at Fortnite. I enjoy watching you play. I appreciate that, Derek. I'm actually not that good at Fortnite, but I appreciate the thought. I'm about average at it. I have picked up some wins, but I still have certain things about the game that really challenge me. When all the dupes are asleep. What? Must have missed something. You can largely get by with just planar bots for decor. At least you've been able to. Maybe on harder difficulty levels it won't work. Yeah, but the trouble with the planar pots is they take up space on the floor. And then you have to put plants in them. Whereas I find that the pictures, you know, for the most part, don't take up space. You just stick them on the wall. Speaking of which, I probably should put some down here, too. Trying to make things a little nicer down in this area. Because I'm not sure what I'm building down here just yet, but Abby's running on the treadmill and not enjoying the decor in the area. Doing your special longer they are billion stream. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. So, I'm going out with the family for a little bit on New Year's, but we probably won't be out till midnight because the kids won't stay up that late. So I may end up streaming on New Year's Eve, but I don't know how many people will really be hanging around to watch streams rather than paying attention to the whole New Year thing. So maybe on New Year's Day I might get something done. I'm trying to figure out if there's a day that I can do a daytime stream while I'm off. I'm off for like 2 weeks with the kids because they have no school. So it'd be nice if I could get a daytime stream in there at some point. Yeah, sometimes the planters are more pleasing to look at than all the paintings. But I don't know. I got a kick out of some of the painting pictures, particularly this one. I like this one, the Scream. You get a laugh out of that one. So it's interesting. They patched the pitcher pump so the hatches won't fall through it anymore. But I thought they would still walk across it. But now they don't even try. So I've actually got like a little natural barrier that my duplicate's gonna run on, but the pitcher or but the hatch can't. It's kind of fun. Any plans for the channel in 2018? If so, what are they? You know, I don't really know. I mean, I'm still just gonna kind of keep producing videos the way I am, doing some streaming and stuff. Obviously, I'm gonna set some new goals for myself that I want to try to achieve in terms of overall channel growth, but I don't have specifics in terms of like I want to do this or I want to do that. I'm gonna be going to PAX East this year, which is in April, which will be kind of fun, and I might do a couple videos while I'm down there if I get the chance. Draconic Inc. Merry belated Christmas, Cryptic and viewers. Thanks very much, and I appreciate the super chat. But beyond that, I'm not really sure. I'm always on the lookout for new games and stuff I want to play. And I'm kind of at the point where I'm running into so many games that I want to play that I'm having trouble playing them all. So I suppose that's kind of good because I'm not struggling to try to find things, but bad in the sense that it's really hard to give the right amount of time to all the stuff that needs playing. The only thing I've really done like a really consistent job with, I think, is Oxygen Not Included. And it seems like that's still got a lot of interest too, so. It'd be a great dude. You love cold weather? Okay, that's good. Oops. Choose a duplicant. Let's bring in Carol Ann. Irritable bowel, yokel, or gastrophobia. Well, again, I'm going to go with the strength because I can't train that up. And gastrophobia is not the big a deal because we have like 12 other people that could do the cooking. So congratulations, Carol Ann. You managed to join the colony, and you don't have to do any of the cooking. It's really more of a benefit than a negative trait, at least for the duplicate. Okay, that gets us up to 14 duplicates. We have room for one more. Did we complete that last research? Ooh, no, not quite. It's almost done. Almost finished with the research. Oh, did they fill this up with Collie for me? I don't think they did. Set that at a 7. I don't, you know, maybe I don't have much clay in here. How much clay do I have? Organic, polluted dirt. Cultivatable soil. Oh, I have no clay. That's why they're not putting any in there. Well, doesn't that just beat all? All right, so clearly clay is not going to be a good choice in here. Let's just put in, if we do raw mineral, we can do some sandstone, I guess. We have quite a bit of sandstone, so that'll be fine. Get rid of that. It's always Hellblade Sensuous Sacrifice. Yeah. Surprised your base is not suffering from wiring problems. I swear every time you turn around it happens. Well, the reality is at the moment, I'm actually not producing and consuming very much power. So I have two duplicates that are running on treadmills, but otherwise you can see there's very, very little in here that's actually wired up. We have batteries, the 2 research stations, and then a couple things to produce oxygen, and that's it. Like, well, and our micro musher here as well. As we get to the point where we start drawing more power, that's when you have to pay a lot more attention to your power grid. Browsing through your Steam games and saw that you and Kazi bought Gang Beasts. Actually, Gang Beasts was a gift. That was from Ray. Happy to game recommended is going to be played. Yep. So Kazi and I both have Gang Beasts. We're going to try that out. That should be funny. If you haven't seen Gang Beasts, it's kind of like the characters from Human Fall Flat, but it's like this weird little fighting game where you have to like fight each other and your characters don't really move exactly the way you want them to. We were doing that a little bit as it was in Human Fall Flat, so it should be fun to do. Ooh, look at all that CO2. All right, so we're now at the point where I have enough duplicants that we're not producing enough oxygen. So I'm going to put an oxygen, a little bit of oxygen production over here. Throw a little deoxidizer on this side of things so that we get a little more balance to our colony's oxygen supply. We're going to need wiring. And this is where we're now getting to that, we're also getting to that verge of where I might start running into power issues in terms of the amount of power that's being drawn. Actually, how much is being drawn on this wire? Ooh, 660 of 1080. So we technically are going to be a little bit over on the power. As long as we don't have everything running at the same time, then we'll kind of be okay. It's going to be a bit iffy. We might have some shortages. So right, where are the kind of materials you make your walls out of? Sometimes. I mean, you kind of have to pay attention to the amount of pressure and things you're putting on stuff. So I have a little bit of water in here. Normally water pressure can break through sandstone tile relatively easily, but this is a pretty small tank. So there's not really going to be a lot of water in here, but you do want to be conscious of that. And also sometimes when you're looking at like the heat capacity of the materials and whether they transfer heat. Most of the time I build things out of sandstone because in large part it doesn't matter. It's only when you're doing certain things like storing water or trying to transfer heat or avoid heat transfer, that sort of thing. Why are you taking every duplicant? You want to have oxygen? I don't know. I'm just taking every duplicant until I fill up the bed. So at 15, I'm stopping. Most of the time, I take the duplicants because people like to have duplicants named after them. Not really for any other reason. This might have been an odd place for this. I wonder if it's going to cause a problem with my CO2 trap here. Shouldn't. I guess it'll be alright. I don't think any more CO2 will go in here, except for the duplicants are down there exhaling, but they kind of hold their breath in CO2, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Got a weak oxygen here. Let's try to fix up our oxygen in the bedroom. This needs to be gas permeable. Nah, it shouldn't be too bad. It'll be alright. Somebody had some Pizzeria Simulator. I haven't tried it, actually. My daughter downloaded it. She got it on my computer and decided it'd be fun to download it and play it. So I haven't seen what it's like yet. Glitches do make it funny. But sometimes it gets a game crash. Oh, you're talking about the game crashing on Gang Beasts or on something else? Hi, Godok2935. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year as well. You'd like to be a dupe. Well, we only have a spot for one more duplicant, so we're going to have everybody shout out when the next one comes up. Unless chat would like to be a duplicant. Even data for my encoder. Uh-oh, that's not good. Yeah, you might be buffering. I just got an error from YouTube saying they weren't receiving data from my encoder, but everything looks cool on my end. So it might be a YouTube hiccup. Hopefully, you get it back right away. Yeah, it was only for a couple seconds. So with any luck, it won't affect you guys too long. Yay for stream buffering. Research. Let's see. What else can I research? Smelting, clothing. Yeah, whatever. Let's go towards the home luxuries. Now this is where I might start to tap too much power. What is this looking at? Oh, it's actually not that bad still. 660. I'm surprised it's not higher than that. I feel like I have just about everything running right now. Oh, this research station here is not going. Oh, and we don't. Okay, we don't have the electric grill going. So okay, so it's never gonna top 1,000. We're good still. That's what it is. You're still alive! Yeah, no duplicates have died in this colony yet. So if you're named in a prior stream, or in this one, then everything's still doing good. Cycle 35, 14 duplicates. We're going to take in one more. We have 60,000 kilocalories of food, so they're doing okay food-wise, too. No room for one more there, duplicate, in the bed. Okay, let's try and make a bathroom, maybe. kind of want to do that. I set up this tank because I was intending to do extra water in here, but I should probably... Wait a minute. Can I make fireballs? Yep. Plenty to make fireballs. Oh, let's do some fireballs. Got one there, and one over here. Good for duplicants, a little more room to slide around. Okay, these guys are getting all sopping wet, picking up materials in here. That's not good. Sorry, guys. A little bit of debuff for them. Okay, I kind of want them to dig this out. Can they reach this in here? They can't. All right, let's give them a little block to jump on here. And they can dig out this way, maybe. I want to make a little bit more space here because I'm going to dump this water from above, and then I think we'll put our bathrooms in this space over here, maybe. I mean, alternatively, I guess I could have it over here. I don't want to get rid of the outhouses, though, in the meantime. I want to keep them intact. Just in case I still need it. It's interesting. The food bucket is... If the food bucket is in the water, food still falls apart, but it seems to stop in your gas trap. Yeah, so it's basically looking at whether it's a sterile environment or not. So it says you have two options. You can either have it refrigerated, so if you have it cold enough, it won't go bad. Or you can have it in a sterile environment. And the CO2 is considered a sterile environment, but the water is not. So you can trap it in CO2 and keep it safe, but you can't have it underwater. Ooh, actually, man, we've created enough oxygen up here that pressurized the CO2 down here. Hopefully that doesn't cause an issue. Maybe I shouldn't have put that right on top of my CO2 trap. Went for a drive at Edmonton at 8 this morning. Oh yeah, it would be cold out in Edmonton, wouldn't it? It was minus 23 degrees Celsius here, so you would definitely had it colder than us. Wait a minute, did you say you're 41 and too old to be a gamer? If that's the case, what am I doing streaming? I'm 41 also. I don't think I'm allowed to be a gamer then either. Oh, wow. Did I run out of... Ooh, I ran out of copper. Well, isn't that interesting? All right. Let's dig up here. I kind of have a little bit more copper hiding up here. I think we'll be okay copper-wise. Yeah, little crab things are called hatches. You can eat them, so you can kill them and get meat from them, but they're actually much more useful if you let them eat other things. And then, like, so this one here, for example, I'm going to... actually, if I do this, then he's going to be... My people are going to go sweep up all this stuff if I do that. Okay, let's throw a little door on here that I can close. Oh, huh. After I get some metal. Been lied to. Told me you were 42. I did not. I said I'm 41. I've never once said I was 42. You're 2 years old. I don't know how that works, but all right. How did I get into gaming? It was just something that my brother and I used to do all the time. So we grew up going to like the arcades and stuff and playing video games, and then after that, you know, we got an Atari 2600 system. We got the Commodore 64 and the Nintendo, and I don't know. You know, it was just something we kind of always did. So I kind of grew up with gaming, you know, right from, I don't know, maybe like 5 years old or whatever, 5, 6 years old. And yeah. So anyway, a couple years ago, I noticed that some people were playing video games on YouTube, and I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. I wouldn't mind doing some of that. So I decided to give it a whirl. As it turns out, not only do I enjoy gaming, but I also enjoy making the videos, and the streaming's been really fun. I've done a lot more of that this year than I have previously, too. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just kind of always been part of my life. And I'm not lying about my age to make myself feel better, because 41 does not feel all that great. Back when arcade games cost $0.25, that's right. Exactly. Playing Karate Champ. That used to be my favorite game at one point. Karate Champ and Dragon's Lair. All that kind of stuff. A great gamer. Well, I appreciate that, Trey. I don't know about great, but I do have fun with it. Last duplicate. This is going to be the last one for the colony. Who wants to be in the colony? Your mom's 41. Yeah, so like I said, I'm kind of old as dirt when it comes to like the gaming community. Nevertheless, I still like it. Non-constructives or a pacifist? I feel like the pacifist is the best one of the bunch. Because not only do they have diver's lungs, but they're also amphibious, so that's pretty good. Lots of people wanting dupes. Who wants to be a duplicant? Man, look at that spam. It's amazing. Me. Dupe this guy. All right, I'm gonna pick one of the random because there's a lot of people spamming in here, which is kind of what I expected. Let's see. Who should I pick? All right, Chapter Gamer. Since he sponsored the channel today, I'm gonna make you the last duplicate we're gonna bring in. Thank you again for the channel sponsorship. Chapter Gamer. I apologize for the hair. You're gonna have to make do. Unless it matches your hair. I mean, I don't know. You speak very well to your viewers. I appreciate that. I like speaking with my viewers. It's funny how often I reply to comments and people are really surprised that I replied. Oh, I'm going to turn this off now because we're not bringing any more in at the moment. So let's just disable this building for now. Pretty much every time I reply, well, not every time, but a lot of times when I reply to comments, it's interesting how often people are surprised by that. I think because they post on so many other channels and just don't get a reply, but I think it could be a challenge for some of the really large channels to reply to things, so it's kind of cool. The nice thing about having a smaller channel is that I'm still at a point where I can reply to things. You've been sponsored for 4 months. Oh, sorry, Chev. I didn't see that you were. I didn't see you shut out. All right, hold on. We'll bring in one more. We'll bring in Chev the Gamer as well, and then I'm gonna find a place to make one more bed. I don't know where I'm gonna do that. Can I shoehorn a bed in here somewhere? Chev the Gamer's gonna have like his own bedroom. And I trapped the... Oh, come on. It never fails. Every time I try to build a door to trap these things, they always get trapped in a place I'm not really expecting them to. Let's just lock that now. And we're going to dump all this material on the ground. There we go. That guy can eat. He'll poop out all kinds of coal. We'll go collect it later. You should have tons of food in there. There's a lot of people that expect to get an answer... There's many viewers, so how are you supposed to see everyone? Yeah, that's fair. I mean, the larger the channel gets, the more challenging it is, it's for sure. But I think it's one of the things that I try to spend a lot of time paying attention to. So I read just about every comment that gets posted, and I reply to most of them. It definitely takes time, but, I mean, when it comes to my channel, I can't think of a better use of that time for the most part. Okay, what do I want to build? Bathroom, that's what I was working on. Man, so easily distracted. Okay, let's do a little ladder right here. This will give me the room to make some digging on this side to expand this tank at the bottom, which will allow me to drop the water down and get things a little better that way. Give the hatch to sleep on. No more hatch abuse. No, he's being fed. He's fine. He doesn't need a bed as long as he's well fed. He told me so. One of those hatches that can talk. This is my first stream. We just wanted to do like twice already. Dang, I was shocked. Well, I mean, again, it'd be much more. This would be so much harder to talk to people during a stream if there was like 1,000 people in here because it would fly by so fast. That's right. That's exactly how I am, Dave. Squirrel. I'm really easily distracted. Which actually makes it a sort of a miracle I can play and stream at the same time at all. My water's broken. No! Does that mean I'm gonna have a baby? Where's my water broken? Oh! Look, it's got a crack in it. It's fancy cracked water. That's really expensive water. When you can get water that's cracked, that's the expensive stuff. OMG. Your left water. Okay, now where do I want to make my bathroom? I don't want to make it over here because the CO2 is kind of gross. I think I'll make it over here. Whew, man, we need more oxygen production. I've got so many duplicates in here now. They're breathing up all the air on me. Congrats to the person that's a new dupe. Oh, right. Did I didn't turn this back on yet, did I? Enable. Almost finished the research, and then we can get rid of those. That'll save a little space. It doesn't really matter what I pick at this point. Just cleaning up the last of the stuff there, pretty much. Okay, I'm going to do the bathroom on here, I guess. Got lots of room to build here. One, two, three, four. That's good. I kind of want more of this stuff here. Make sure we get a good supply of copper. Make Chev a bed before I forget. Yeah, I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put that. So this room is, if I make it any wider, you know what? Chev will have like he'll have like the bedroom of honor here. Hold on. We're gonna deconstruct here. And above here, I'm gonna do some of this tile. And we'll dig out in this space. Oh, I should actually do some airflow tile on the bottom so we get some oxygen. You probably want that. Someone start stand still no. I'm confused. Oh, I have lots of idle people. I have so many duplicates I can't keep on top of them all. So between reading the chat and then trying to play the game at the same time, they're going to be standing around sometimes. Not that big a deal. What other creatures are there and should you stay away from? There's no creatures in this you have to worry about avoiding. None of them will hurt you. There's the hatch here that will eat, these guys eat whatever, well, they'll eat anything except for coal, and they poop out coal. There's these guys here, the little shine bugs. They don't consume anything, but they shine a light in the area that they're in, and that can, they add a decor benefit, and then it's also good for, like, plants that need light. But you want to keep them away from plants that don't want light, like the mushrooms, for example. We won't find any morbs in here, but that's another creature that you can have. And we also won't find the puffs in here either. Just because, oh, and slicksters. Yeah, so there's 3 other ones. But we won't have any of them because we don't have the right biomes for them, unfortunately. Man, my storage things are all full. I need more storage. And I think when I was starting out, some people were making fun of how many storage containers I made too. Just goes to show you can never have enough storage. Let's copy the settings in this one. And done. Perfect. More you can make from toilets. This is true, yeah. I'm not going to try and make any at the moment, but you can make them that way, yeah. So the morbs, it's interesting, because the morbs you can get from toilets, or from the outhouses, rather, but you have to let them fill up with poop and then just leave them there. So you get them from the outhouses, and then you can also... they'll breathe in CO2 and convert it to polluted oxygen. So if we want polluted oxygen, we could get it that way also. But we don't really have a use for it right now. You could kill a dupe and get orbs or morbs to spawn also, yeah. Okay, in here we're gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna pause it. We'll do a little bed in here for Chev. His own little statue. Maybe we'll give him. Let's see, furniture. Oh, come on, furniture. Give him a little picture on the wall. A flower pot. And a lamp. Oh, and he needs a door, too. Look at that. Look at the deluxe bedroom. What's polluted oxygen good for? Not for much. It's good for converting it into clean oxygen. That's about it. It doesn't really have a lot of any particular uses otherwise. Go to make certain bunch of oxygen, make it into liquid oxygen. It'll be clean. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, we have a ton of sand, so I mean we could also just use the deodorizer. Oh, I need a wire for that light. Good thing light doesn't consume a lot of power because our grid's not really all that stable. So the luxury suite will be for the last duplicate we bring in. Make the statue a statue of Chev. You don't have any choices for the statue. They only have that one type. I kind of wish they did have some other ones, because they did, with all the different paintings and stuff they've added. It'd be nice if they added in some some fancy statues and stuff you can make too. Yeah, he's spoiled rotten. He's got the deluxe living quarters there. Okay, home luxuries. If we had plastics, we could give him the big luxury bed. That'd be funny. I'd like to get to a point where we get enough plastics that we can make a whole new living area that will have like all the luxury beds for all the duplicants. That'll take a lot of plastic though, and consequently a lot of polluted water. Let's mount this up. All right, so this is where we'll do our bathroom. We're gonna need a ceiling in here, I guess. We'll dig this out too. I really should start to pay attention to where I'm pressurizing my oxygen too. I'm kind of wasting it. I haven't been paying any attention to it. Yeah, see, look, I haven't really been paying any attention to where my oxygen flow is going for the most part. Let's get some in here. And consequently, oxygen's not at its best concentration anymore. I mean, we have tons and tons and tons of algae in this map. So I don't have to worry necessarily about producing oxygen through other means yet. I mean, I have 13 tons of algae right now, and I haven't even dug up a lot. Hatch-eating sandstone got buried. What? Oh my god, he really did. All right, let's open that. No, let's put this on auto. That's funny. I've never seen like the sand actually bury the hatch that way. That's really funny. There you go, buddy. We got you out. And let's lock this again. Poor little guy. Dropped the sand right on his head. I've never seen that happen before. That's really cool. We're gonna crack into the cold biome this episode. That's the plan. I'd like to get the coal power going in this one. We have the cold biome like right here. So close. There's also some sleep wheat we could get out of here, I guess. So I'm thinking maybe if I put my power generation over here, then when I crack into the cold biome, the cold will help keep that whole room cold. And then I don't have to worry about the CO2 it produces either, because I can just let it go out here in the cold biome and melt stuff. That's the theory, anyway. The game theory. We might have to mop this water up. Oh, I can't even mop up that stuff. It's too deep. Man, they mop fast. Here you go, guys. I've got this oxalate. Okay, there we go. Now the oxalate's working. You know what? I might as well just dig up the oxalate. We have so much of it anyway. Oh, 2 invading the food storage. Oh, is it really in there? Oh, it's not too bad. It's not getting down to the bottom layer. There's enough pressure in the CO2 to keep it kind of at bay for now. Down below, it's not looking so pretty. I really need to do my scrubber too. I guess I should try to tackle that sooner rather than later. Maybe I'll do it up here. If we throw a little floor in here. Okay, so actually we have the carbon skimmer. That's what I'm going to use to grab the CO2. So we'll snag this. We're going to want the sieve in order to clean out the water that this produces, at least for now, because I want to keep this in a closed loop, which is in refinement. There we go. There's our water sieve. This is where power is going to start to become a problem. So I think I'm going to set up a duplicant with their own little treadmill here to power this system specifically. Because I really don't need it to run like nonstop anyway. Go like so. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to need a little bit of water. So we'll throw our water pump down here. Give it some more ladders, because why not? Everything needs more ladders. Someone get you a members only jacket so you can do your Matt Pat impersonation. A game theory. I like that show. All right. Send this in here. So we have water input here. We're gonna send the water out, and then input over here, and then send the clean water out this way, back into our loop, like so. How should you tackle germs in your storage? Well, you need to be conscious of the stuff that you're putting in your storage, for starters. I mean, you can disinfect it, but it's just going to get rid of the surface germs in the storage space itself. You pretty much, at that point, need to, like, dump everything on the floor and disinfect it, and then put it away again. That game over to, like, buy everything for $1 so I can get caught up to where I was. And apparently you're not receiving my data again. What's going on YouTube? You probably just buffered there for a second because it just said it. Yeah. Oh, man. Just feed to YouTube. Good old buffering. Why didn't I just give Chevy Kazi's bed? I don't even know where Kazi's bed is. It's in a different map. This one doesn't have a Kazi's bed. Although, I guess we could have made Kazi sleep on the floor. I mean, that would have worked. Wouldn't have minded that. Would have been fine. Here, Kazi, sleep on the... I just do kill if you break their block. They're sleeping on... Yeah, you can kill hatches a few different ways. You can overheat them. You can freeze them. Break the block they're sleeping in. All kinds of good stuff. Yeah, ADP, but I don't know. That it's not getting the data. Everything seems fine, but so bad. Sorry, everyone. I'm showing good. Okay. Get rid of that. Do I have this set up for fresh water? Oh, I didn't. Get out. There we go. Get up real quick. It might be sitting on the cable. That's what it is. No. Can't be that. It shouldn't be the weather either. I mean, I'm using cable internet. It's not like it's so bad with lag. Yeah, I'm sorry to be getting the lag, everyone. I don't know what the deal is. The earth moving, little duplicant driving a front end loader and stuff. It looks like there's more oxygen. Nice skim of CO2 trapped down here to keep the food stuff. Did you have steam guys? Or the guys are this particular map doesn't have any steam guys. Terrain that it has. Oh. Got our last duplicant here. This is gonna be Chev the Gamer. Let's see. Biohazardous. I mean, the polluted water might actually come in handy at some point. Let's make Chev the Gamer the scientist. Open the colony. That rounds us out at 16. Disable building. Chev the Gamer. There you go. There's a black hole, my baby. Black hole. Did I miss? I don't see a black hole here anywhere. Maybe time to restart the stream. You guys might just have to refresh. I don't get any notification of like bad feed to YouTube. Just want to tell you that everyone else running 144p lag every 5 seconds. It's not. Doesn't work. Oh, awesome. Trouble is if I stop in order to restart it at a lower feed, so I'm feeding it 1080p 60 frames per second. It completely cancels out the stream altogether, and I have to rebook it all, which will have us like down for like 10 minutes while I reset it all up. I don't know what to tell you aside from like lowering your. Looks like. Oh, take me longer to find it here than hopefully the lag will last. My channel. Where's my... Alright, so I'm watching it on my phone, and I'm not... Ah, that's funny. That's brutal. I stream at this quality all the time, and I've never had a buffer this way. Now, if I stop feeding the stream altogether long enough to dial it back, it's probably going to interrupt it. I'm going to see what I can do. Hold on. This might interrupt our stream altogether, in which case I apologize, but I'm going to try and see if I